got a call from the editor and I've got an email with a stern message. Here's the list of players. Now go ahead, do your homework, come back, give them marks. And I know a lot of you enjoy watching this particular segment. So here we are. I've got the list, I've got the numbers. Let's see if you agree with the marks. We're going to start with Rohit Sharma. I thought he was magnificent. I mean, in the limited overs leg, he's hit a 200. The second 100 just came. I mean, if you turn your head around for a minute or so, here he had another 10 runs on. And then he got the fastest T20 international 100. He got that of just 35 balls. And Rohit Sharma was an absolute delight to watch. And as a captain, I thought he grew too. So how much you give Rohit Sharma? I've actually gone with 9, and before you guys turned around and said, stop being so stingy. I said there were a couple of one-day international matches that he might have missed out on. Maybe he could have done more in one of the T20 games as well. So 9 out of 10 for Rohit Sharma. The editor said, look at Yuzvendra Chahal and look at Kuldeep Yadav. But I look at the two of them and I can't seem to separate them. I look at one on the field when they're coming back and the other is walking alongside. They've got their arms around each other. I look at one bowling at one end, the other is bowling at the other end. Chahal picks up a wicket at the other end, the other is picking up a wicket. And they just seem to enjoy. They look at each other, they laugh. So I can't look at them separately. So I've decided that I'll look at Chahal and Yadav as a combination. Now let's see what they did. In the one-day internationals, Chahal 20 overs 6 for 106, Kuldeep Yadav 10 overs 3 for 42, strike rate 20 is magnificent. They kept giving you wickets, 9 wickets between the two of them. Then you look at T20 cricket, which is really where they flower. 8 overs 8 for 75 for Chahal, 12 overs 6 for 96 for Kuldeep Yadav. Economy rate's a little high because of that day in Indore, but they did everything that was asked of you. They're keeping Ashwin and Jadeja out of the side. Don't ever forget that. And that is why I'm looking at Chahal and Yadav as a combined entity and I'm giving them 9.5 out of 10. There was very little more that they could have done. The time they went for runs, there was a wet ball, there's nothing they could do. So 9.5 out of 10 for Chahal plus Yadav. Right, who have I got next? KL Rahul. I think it's apparent to everybody that I love watching this young man bat. And I do believe that we must find room for him to play all 3 versions of the game. But he only played the T20s. And what did he do in those games that he played? 3 games, 150 runs, average 51, strike rate 145. He's a very modern player. There's a time when we would look at strike rate plus average. If you got 160, we'd say, wow. Players like Rahul are stretching the bar. 180, no, they're going 190, they're nudging 200. So what do we give to KL Rahul? What would you give? I've given KL Rahul 9 out of 10. Yeah, 9. I think 9 is safe. Okay, so let's move on. We've got Shreyas Iyer. I thought Shreyas Iyer was excellent in the one-day game. I think he's a very solid long-term prospect for the troublesome number 4 slot. I know Dinesh Karthik might say I've done everything asked of me. Manish Pandey might say I deserve a run there. But Shreyas Iyer got his opportunity and he took it. I think he's still got some distance to go in T20 International where his strike rate is just about 100. You could say that with Rohit and Rahul he didn't get too many opportunities. But I'm looking at his numbers and I'm saying 3 matches 162, highest score 88, strike rate of 101, 2 half centuries. But because the T20 just dragged him down a little bit and because I know that Shreyas Iyer is capable of much better, I'm giving Shreyas 7.5 out of 10. Very good in one form, maybe he struggled a bit in the other form. Now let's look at 3 Sri Lankans. I've always admired Angelo Mathews as a player. I thought that with the passing of Sangakkara and Jayawardene, Mathews would just rise up and take Sri Lanka to another level. And I'm very, very disappointed that has not happened. He got runs, he got a century as well in one of the one-day internationals. But when Angelo Mathews came out to bat, you didn't think, oh my God, is he going to take the game away? You said, yeah, he's there, he'll knock the ball around, he'll score runs. I thought Sri Lanka looked a much better side since he started bowling. But in spite of generating good numbers, Mathews didn't threaten anybody. And so 7.5 for Mathews. Then we come to Thisara Perera. I was surprised as much as anybody else when they made him captain of the limited overs leg. I think Thisara Perera is a marginal player who sometimes wins you games. I thought as captain he was bold enough to come and bowl the tough overs. Since he's gone round arm, he's become a better bowler. But Thisara Perera is not a bank. If he comes off, you want a side of 10 players if you want Thisara Perera in your side, because he might just come off, he may not. And I just think burdened with the captaincy, his statements grew defensive, couldn't score a run in the series, his economy rate was very high. I wouldn't be surprised if he's relieved of the captaincy, and I won't even be surprised if he's happy to be relieved of the captaincy. He gets 4 out of 10. That's Thisara Perera. Now, I've just deviated a little from what the editor said. He said Upul Taranga, but I've been mighty impressed with a very young Sri Lankan player called Akhila Dhananjaya. The numbers are still not stacking up for Akhila Dhananjaya. Didn't get a wicket in the T20s, was a touch expensive, but in ODIs, the only person who looked like taking a wicket was Dhananjaya. Economy rate of 5, he has all the variety, more than anything else. I love the spirit that he brought to the game, whether he was batting, whether he was fielding, and I will be mighty surprised if in 2018, Akhila Dhananjaya is not playing every form of the game as one of the first picks for Sri Lanka. So what do you do to young Dhananjaya? 6 out of 10, and I'm looking forward to make that 6 going to 7 and 8. So there you are. Those were the marks. As usual, I'm going to ask you, did they tally with what you think? And if they didn't, tell me. We've run quite a few videos on this channel now, and I've been told that you quite enjoy them. So if you really do, why don't you like, why don't you share, why don't you leave a comment behind, and do subscribe to the channel.